And we're live.
And welcome to West Ham in the United States, or should I say American Hammers TV. I'm here today with my co-host for the day, who is good old Gaz out there in... whereabouts you at, Gaz?
I'm in New Mexico, mate.
In New Mexico,
yeah.
So and I'm in Texas, of course. So we're out here boiling in the heat, and we're joined today by a very special guest. We're joined today, of course, by Ray Boreham, who's all the way out there in the blinding heat of Liverpool, right, Ray?
Yeah, I currently live in Liverpool at the moment.
So, well, let me first start off by saying welcome everybody to the show. And we couldn't have a show without some of our amazing sponsors, some of the incredible sponsors that we got here today. And first of all, let me say a big thank you to Strava Craft Coffee, which I drink every day in my other sponsors mug here, which is from drinkwaredesign.com with a little drop of whiskey in it. And I'm not drinking Jameson anymore. I'm now drinking Dead Rabbit. Yeah, isn't it awful drinking Dead Rabbit?
Sounds horrific, to be honest.
It actually tastes bloody delicious. It
Yeah.
really does taste fantastic. It's an unbelievable thing. It really is. Dead Rabbit's the best thing ever. And of course, we are in the final couple of. What have you got there? You got Jack Daniels there, Ray?
Yeah, a bit of Jack Daniels.
Bit of Jack Daniels. Ray knows his whiskey because he's got a bit of a bar history about him, and we'll get into that in a minute. And of course, we want to do a big shout out as well. Remember, guys, that American Hammers TV has t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, and all that stuff available on our bonfire campaign. So please hit the links below. That's down here, below here, and go get yourself a decent deal on a mug, on a t-shirt, or on some coffee. Okay. So welcome, Ray. Welcome. How the hell did we get you on this show, mate?
Gio was just kept talking about yous. So I was like, oh, let's check out the Americans. So, and the company I work for, they're an American-based brand as well. So we've got some good tie-ins there. So,
and I see you sporting your new away kit, making me feel really stinking jealous right now.
It's actually beautiful. I actually love this top.
It's probably one of the best retro kits in the Premier League this season. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Definitely.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Now, how long have you been a supporter of West Ham, Ray?
From birth. Like, literally, I'm originally from Dagenham. Which is about 20 minutes, half hour away from Upton Park. So, like, all my family, my grandparents, great-grandparents, all been West Ham fans since day dot. So, as soon as I was born, didn't have a choice, really. So,
I think that goes for everybody, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? Gaz, you were the same yourself, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I didn't have a lot of choice. All my uncles and my aunties and that, they were all West Ham supporters as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was only my sister, who's a Liverpool fan, and my brother that's not West Ham fans in the family. Everyone else, pretty much cousins, uncles, step cousins, all West Ham fans.
Now, you're actually up in Liverpool right now, aren't you? He says, squeaking down his Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually run a bar in Liverpool, so called Coyote Ugly. It's based on the film, basically.
Now,
nice.
I checked out one of your videos, and don't you have like birds dancing on bar tops up there?
Yeah. They kind of wear like very skimpy outfits, but it's definitely not a strip joint. Can I just point that
out? Okay. There's got to be some advantages to that, isn't there?
What, dealing with 30 girls? No, there's not.
Too much. There's too much estrogen in the room, man.
Oh, it's they bully me.
Now, do they know that you're a West Ham supporter?
Yeah, they all know I'm West Ham supporter. Most of the girls here are Liverpool or Everton fans. So, and they had the Champions League final the other day, and it was just manic, absolutely manic. But I still wore my West Ham top.
Oh my God!
I did put a jumper on top of it because I didn't have the balls to have it. But I still had it on.
How do they treat you up there being a West Ham support, considering there's all those Scousers up there?
It's not too bad, to be fair, because like I guess they don't see West Ham as a threat. But this season, I'm definitely going to be a threat.
Well, not only that though, but like Liverpool traditionally have a very good relationship with West Ham as well.
Yeah, I did. I managed to get some tickets to Liverpool versus West Ham, and it was the first game of the season last season, and they beat
Anfield.
Yeah, Anfield, and I got them from Heineken, so I got some free tickets, but they sat me in the Liverpool end, so I'm just sitting like every goal, I'm just like cunts.
Now, did you wear your West Ham shirt to that one?
No. Definitely did have the balls like.
Oh my God. And never mind balls are. I think they're smart not wearing a West Ham shirt to that.
Yeah. To be fair, they knew that I was a West Ham fan because I weren't cheering when they scored. And then one guy behind me just rubbed my bald head. It was like, oh. I was like, get off me, you cunt.
They are a nice bunch of lads, though, aren't they, Lou?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're definitely a good bunch. And they come in the bar, and it's like they see me with a West Ham top, and I chat to quite a few of them, and it's all in good jest. So hopefully we'll beat them this season.
I think so. I remember back in 2015 when the Dallas Hammer started up, and those first couple of matches where, of course, we beat Arsenal, and then we beat Liverpool. It was like we went into a bar, which is a big football bar in Dallas, and there was about 5 or 6 of us West Ham supporters that went down there for it, and there was probably about 20 Liverpool supporters, and I've never heard 20 Liverpool supporters so quiet in my life.
Yeah, and the other thing with Liverpool, it's quite a touristy town, so we get a lot of travelling out there. So every now and again, I do see some West Ham fans out and about in their West Ham tops. I'm like, hey boys, hey, I want
to come say hi,
please.
Come to my bar.
Liverpool.
Oh my gosh! Now you said you've been a supporter since a kid. Do you remember your first experience of West Ham?
Yeah, like my first game was the FA Cup between West Ham and Wrexham.
Oh,
and it was before there was seats, so it's all standing. I was lucky. I was in the East Stand, and like literally, I was a little kid. You saw the chicken run and all the supporters over there, so it was just amazing atmosphere. And I was lucky enough. I got right down to the front, and I was a bit cheeky, so I said to the steward, "Can I sit on the side?" And they let me sit on the side. So I was like literally pitch side behind the goal. And I had the best seat in the house for the who was it? It was Trevor Morley, I think it was, that scored the winner with the header.
Yeah.
And it was just the best atmosphere. And I was already a West Ham fan before that, but after that, I was just hooked for life then.
So you actually, it's very rare. Actually, it's not very rare. It's funny because when we've been interviewing people on this show, it's like even my first match was I don't remember much other than my granddad's cigarette ash being dumped on my head all the time because I was 7, and the crush up against the bars and the South Bank. That's all I really remember. But and him hoisting me up in the air when Clyde Best actually scored a goal, and I remember it. We actually won. But it's like. The score lines. I mean, I spoke to. I think it was. Who was it? One of the lads from one of the shows says that his first West Ham game was when West Ham won like 7-1, or somebody else. The first West Ham game was when West Ham won 5-0. And it's like you never would have reckoned, like we'd be out for the suffering we've had for the rest of our bleeding lives.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think of this squad we've got going the last year with this Pellegrini build?
Well, I really like Pellegrini. I did get bored of West Ham when Sam Allardyce was the manager, and literally, I was trying to defend him left, right, and centre. To the guys, I was like, he's just doing a job for us. It's just transitional. And then there was, I forgot what game it was. I think it was where he put his hand to his ear at the time. I just literally watched about 45 minutes. And just like, I can't watch it anymore. It's such a chore. But now we've got Pellegrini, and again we have Bilic, and I really like Bilic. But we've got Pellegrini, and it was just so much better. The football's so much better. There's better atmosphere, even though the Olympic Stadium is such a hard stadium to get atmosphere in.
Have you been there yet?
Yeah, I've been there a few times. I've done the long journey. It's only about 3.5 hours from Liverpool to London.
Yeah, and then you've got the 3-hour walk from the train station.
Yeah, it's quite a long. And the first time I went to Olympic Stadium, I remember looking at it and thinking, oh, this is not too bad. Yeah, seems all right. Yeah, it's a bit far away from the pitch, you know. But then as you go there a bit more, you're just like, oh, it's a bit of a struggle. But then when this season's happening, it's a lot better. It's all to do results, really, and the team are playing much better football.
Do you think that's what made it better this season? Just the results?
Yeah, and the better football. I think the football being a lot better. You know,
I haven't been to the new stadium yet. I'm keeping an open mind, and I think it was I think it might have been Gia that said to me, he says don't go expecting it to be like Upton Park. I mean, I'm not going to go expecting that. He says, and it's what you make of it. See, it depends on who you sit with, and whether you're going to sit there and say, oh, it's not Upton Park. I'm not going to enjoy it, or whether you sit there and just say, fuck it, I'm just going to have a good laugh.
Yeah, and I think I've been lucky. Well, I've had the experience of having like all standing, and then we had the all sitting at Upton Park. There was 2 different levels, and it's really, really good, them two. But this one seems a bit more corporate, and it seems more events-based sort of thing.
Yeah.
Players even turned around and said that as well.
It's the way football's going. What do you reckon, Gaz? It's kind of the way football's going, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I've only been to the London Stadium once. I was back in the UK in March, and I managed to catch the Huddersfield game. And one of the things that stood out to me almost instantly, it was during the second half. There was a family, a guy and his kids was sitting just in front of me to my right, and he brought out like a big thing of popcorn. And I've literally never seen anything like it. Like it's very corporate, and like you look around, and there was where I was sitting anyway. There was a lot of people. They didn't look like football supporters. They looked like they just, we're here visiting London, like attraction. Let's go to a game type of thing. It was very different to what I was used to visiting Upton Park as a kid. The experience, obviously, we won 4-3, so the day out was good. But it's definitely not Upton Park whatsoever. I went there with that mindset of, what's it going to be like? Is it going to be like the Boleyn? And it just wasn't. And I didn't really have a great time. I'll have to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's that for me, it's like, I'm one of those, oh gosh, I'm one of those old bald bastards that, harps back on. We're all old bald bastards here, aren't we? Let's be honest here. In fact, forget it. The hat's staying off now. That's it. I'm done. But I mean, I hark back to the good old days. But I also remember Upton Park as being, soul destroying sometimes. Pissing down with rain and miserable, and quite honestly, sometimes seeing really horrible football. So I tend to remember some of the rotten times, which is unfortunate. And then when I was old enough to drink, I tended to drink a lot, so I don't remember an awful lot. So I tended to get really drunk before the match. And for me, it was all about, it was all about the experience of brotherhood and just being with my mates. And as long as I had my mates around me, the game really, this is awful. The game really didn't matter that much to me. As long as I could sing and chant and call the referee every name under the sun, and shout abuse at the opposing fans, it didn't really matter to me. I mean, I'd try and catch highlights on Match of the Day if I could, because let's face it, they never bloody showed our match.
That depends who you were playing. If you was playing Man United, you'd have been first up.
Yeah, but then I'd be shouting abuse at the TV anyway, because they'd be saying, oh, Manchester United's fantastic, they're unbelievable, they've had a poor, God forbid you won. Oh, Manchester United had a bad day. It was never about West Ham playing a good game. It was always about Manchester United having an off day. So, and then of course I'd have to listen to me nan saying, stop cursing at the TV. It's like it was a no-win situation for me. But no, I mean, I'll go there. I mean, I think with the people, most of my mates from those days, blimey, they've either died of heart disease because we've all had bread and dripping sandwiches and too much beer, or they've moved way away from London and they don't go any longer, or they've got family and they can't afford the tickets anymore.
Yeah, the price is so expensive now.
So I'm going to go. When I go, it's going to be all about just going there, having a good drink up beforehand, getting with a good bunch of people, singing my heart out, and God forbid if there's anybody around me that tells me to shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
They're going to be in for it.
It's probably good as well with the shows like this and Hammer's Chat and West Ham Fan TV, because it is like a family. So you can go down to the boats, go see Gonzo and Gio. You kind of already know, even though you don't know them, you kind of know them because you're seeing them on YouTube. So you feel like you actually do know them, and they're friendly guys. So as soon as you go out and talk to them, they just chat off your ear off and love it. So
yeah,
people say that about the West Ham TV lads as well. They said they're real friendly and real approachable and stuff too.
Yeah, I've messaged Ryan on Twitter a few times, and we just have back and forth every now and again. He's a good lad. I like Ryan.
They all are. They all are. I know when Tim first went over to England last, I think it was last year or year before last, he met up with them, and that's how he got the idea. He said, I'm thinking about starting this American West Ham YouTube channel, and they're like, yeah, go for it, and we'll help you. And the lads have really helped out. Whenever we have any questions, they help out with us and everything. And I tell you, our still one of our top watch shows is the one with Gio, because Gio actually goes and says, these are the sections you want to try and sit in, because these are the ones where people really scream and shout and get into the match. And to this day, I think it's still one of our top watch shows, because people go through and actually look for it. And we've had people message us and say, what minute mark are those comments? And I'm like, I'm not telling you, you're going to have to watch the old bloody show. Now, did you go to many away games at all, Ray, or were you just a home fan?
I've been to a couple of. Again, I went to the Liverpool one. I was meant to go to the Everton one, but I couldn't get tickets in the end. But I've been to a few of the stadiums, but more home games than anything else.
What's the best away stadium that you visited watching West Ham?
It's probably I have been to the Everton one, and that's probably one of the best ones, just because of it's kind of old. It's all the old experience, so you get the kind of flashbacks. Yeah. Of what it was like. So, but again, they're going to be building a new stadium soon, so they're going to be more corporate. So,
haven't they supposed to have been building a new stadium though for like about 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, down at the docks.
Yeah. It's funny, the Everton fans, that when I chat to them over here, and Tim can't stand them for some reason. I don't know why. But they always say that, they're the real supporters, and that Liverpool are just the ones that jump on the bandwagon. You're in the bar trade, and I don't want to put you on the spot here, because you obviously rely on both of the sets of fans. But what would you say there's a difference between them over there?
There is, but I do get more Liverpool in the city centre, because I live and work in the city centre, so it's just Liverpool central. On the outskirts, it's all Everton fans. But
who's got the best looking birds?
Mine. I better say that in case they're watching.
So actually, I think there is quite a few of your a couple of Sophies in the chat. I think you've got a few of them with you.
I'm not watching, so in case they give me shit.
I've got it up down here.
Let's turn it over to the chat then, Gaz. What's going on in the chat room right now?
So there's quite a few people I haven't seen in here before. So first of all, we'll say hello to. There's a couple of new ones. So we've got Sophie's in here. We've got Elizabeth Roberts is in there. We've got Holly. You know these people. Yeah, Wally World's in here. Gabe's in here.
It wouldn't be a show without Wally World and Gabe.
Exactly. Thank you guys for tuning in. We also have Danny Edwards. We've got Jason. We've got Aiden. Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm about to butcher this name, but we've got Afia Redmond.
Yeah.
If I butchered your name, I'm very sorry. We've got Jason again. We've got TJ Cooney Jr. I like your name, actually, to be honest.
Hey, Ray, which one's the most trouble?
Afia.
Oh, really?
Afia. Trouble. She's my assistant manager. She's a pain in my ass.
Okay, Afia, follow me on Twitter, Wayne_Hammer.
Don't tell any stories either.
I want to hear those stories, Afia.
Jim Stebbins also in here.
Hey, Ginger.
What's up, Jim? And you will get that rematch, I promise you. I played him on FIFA the other night.
Oh, really?
I took it easy on him, to be fair.
Oh gosh, he's being a little bit dicky here.
Yeah, a little bit. No, PlayStation, mate.
Yeah, I've got a PS4.
Well, that's cool because we had an idea for the channel. It was going to be like a me versus you thing. So like the viewer would take on the host, and the rule is simple. The host, which would be myself or whoever's playing at the time, can pick West Ham and only West Ham. And the challenger, like the viewer, you can be anybody you want. So if you wanted to be like Barcelona or Bayern Munich, and then you try to take me on or something like that, I don't know. But I couldn't get anything to work at the time, so I just played Gingerbread in a little friendly match, and yeah, I kind of gave him a little spanking. But
that'd be fun. Okay. I know Nicky over at West Ham Fan TV is actually a bit of a demon on the games, and
is he?
I think he's up for a little bit of a cross-continental tournament.
Ooh.
What, Nicky from West Ham Fan TV? You said?
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching, I'll give you my info and.
Oh, there's a challenge.
Oh, it's the challenge. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
Exactly.
If you're watching, Nicky, you got a challenger here.
Yeah, there we go.
I watched Nicky a few times. He's pretty decent.
Yeah, he's really good. I really like watching his stuff.
I'm rubbish, by the way, so take it easy on me if I play him.
I'll pass the controller over to my son real quick.
Oh my God!
He'll still beat me.
And I think that's one of the great things. I mean, we don't talk about our chat room enough. I mean, I think it's one of the great things about American Hammers TV is that we get such a group of people in the chat room that are always like talking and quite frankly, a lot of the times I think it doesn't even matter what we're talking about on the show. They just get in there and they start buzzing each other.
So what cities have you got at the moment now?
What's that, mate?
How many cities you've got now in America? Like the West Ham fans?
West Ham fans, blimey! I think the last count there's something like 40 odd groups, but I don't know whether 40 odd groups are actually active.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, because it's like they pop up and then they drop off. And a lot of it depends on whether there's somebody that's willing to lead it or not. So that's the deal. I mean, I just had a message from somebody in Philadelphia. Actually, she looks very attractive, so I'm definitely going to reply back to you.
Hey, real quick, coming back to the chat real quick. Charlie Walsh says Gio is the resident champ on FIFA at Hammers Chat.
Oh, maybe we could have a 3-way competition.
Yeah, we could.
I think so. Battle of the West Ham fan channels.
Yeah, battle of fans.
Yeah, I think that'd be brilliant.
That'd be interesting for sure, definitely.
So yeah, I can imagine Gio doing that because Gio looks like he's got no life. All he does is YouTube.
What he misses up the shaft.
There we go.
He is very good at it, though. I like watching Gio and Gonzo. They're very, very entertaining. I like it.
I tell you, what cracked me up the other day? That was the cup of tea they did where they were talking about the possibility of Allaire coming. I mean, it looked like they were pissing their pants.
Definitely, he seemed very excited about it.
Yep.
Yeah, it seemed like Gio was like, can we get?
So, Ray, what do you think about the possibility of signing Sebastian Haller? I
did a Gonzo and just YouTube him because I didn't really hear much about it until I saw them talk about it. But it actually looks really decent. So it makes me more excited. And if we can get a fit team all season, then it's going to be quite interesting. But a lot of teams like Leicester and Everton are spending money. So it's just whether we can compete with them, really. Hopefully we'll finish top 8. Anything more than that is a Brucey bonus, I think.
I think so, yeah. Brucey bonus. I haven't heard that in donkey's years.
But yeah, I think that would be. I think we're going to be a real good team. But it's, again, just keeping people fit.
Keeping people fit. So if you were in charge, let's just say we did sign Haller, what system would you play? Would you play with a big man and a little man up front, or would you just play with the system that we're playing with right now? Like what
yeah, I'd probably play a 4-3-3. And then, who do you leave out in that middle?
That's the tough one, right? And a lot of people are saying they'd leave Lanzini out.
To be honest, I think I would, because you can't leave out Declan. He's too special.
Yeah.
Wilshere, if he's fit, is amazing with a pass and through ball. And then I like the new guy we just got in from Spain.
Fornals.
Yeah, Fornals. And
fornicator.
The passes that he's been doing looks amazing. So I'm kind of excited. And that's probably why Lanzini hasn't signed a contract yet, because he wants to see if he's going to be playing, basically.
Yeah. Now, did you lads see the pre-season match the other day over in Switzerland?
Yeah, I saw some of it.
I thought Wilshere looked tasty.
Yeah, he was the best player on the pitch. So if we can keep him fit, but then, would you put Lanzini out on the wing?
I think he'd be wasted there, to be honest.
Where would you play him, Gaz?
Fit him in the team, really. That's the only reason why I'd keep him. But
so
go on.
Go on.
But Yarmolenko looks amazing last season before he got injured.
Yeah.
And then you got Anson. It's just like, where'd you put him?
So if we were gonna play a 4-3-3 like you said, I would. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off here, but I would not play Mark Noble whatsoever. My midfield three would be Fornals, Lanzini, and Declan Rice in the holding midfield position. I'd have Anderson out left, and I'd probably switch out between Yarmolenko and Antonio out right, and I'd play Haller up front. But then again, if you want to switch it up, you could play a 4-1-2-1-2 formation. You could have like your standard back five. It's going to be Fabianski. I almost said Fabregas then. I didn't know who was
and remember, a couple of years ago, we were looking at him.
Yeah. So I'd have goal. Yeah, to playing goal. Yeah. Obviously, I meant Fabianski. So for me, it would be Fabianski, Diop, Balbuena, Fredericks on the right, Masuaku on the left. Rice would be at the bottom, the defending midfielder, and then I'd have. If you're going to play that formation, you could definitely have Noble, Wilshere if he's fit, or Lanzini, and then Fornals right behind the two strikers. But then I've missed out Anderson. I don't know.
It's tough, isn't it? It's really tough. Tricky. Isn't it great to be in this position, though?
Yeah, massively. The other good thing about it as well, how good is our bench going to be next season?
Oh, blinder.
You're going to have choices galore of who to play, and it depends what tactics we're going to pick up. You might be winning 1-0 with the last 10 minutes game. You're going to want you want Noble to jump in and make sure everything plays tickety-boo.
I tell you, I don't think Noble would have a problem with playing the bench. I really don't. No. I think he understands. He's getting on in years. I also think we underestimate how much he brings to the team. I mean, if you look at how he played last year, I think a couple of games with him sitting on the bench and then a couple of games with him playing could really do an awful lot for us. I think that motivates him.
Yeah,
I think he's still got a good 15, 20 great games in the season left in him, and especially some of those go-to games like the Tottenham game.
Yeah.
And some of the games where you really need somebody that's gonna know how much importance it is to really get in there. And the other thing is we don't have anybody other than a Noble or a Snodgrass that can really put in that. I like to call the branding tackle. The ones to let you know, bang, I'm here and you're going to deal with me.
Yeah. My thing is with Noble, man, is his love and passion for the club is never in any doubt. But I feel like his best years are definitely starting to look like more behind him. Or you know what I mean? I feel like if this is a big if as well, if we had a very fit, non-injured Jack Wilshere and Lanzini or Fornals and a Declan Rice, I just don't see where he would fit into the team. Like you said, play him for them games against Spurs, because he's gonna be the first one to get stuck in there.
Yeah. The other thing with Noble is some of the best games he's had is when he's been playing with good players around him, like Alex Farrell. And that season, last season of the Bowling Ground, he was unplayable. Deserved an England call-up.
Yeah, totally.
So it might be a case of, with all these great players around him, he's going to step up his game because he knows he's going to have to if he wants to play.
Yeah.
So I asked a question in the chat. I said, what formation or what would your starting 11 be? And Jason says Fabianski, Fredericks, Diop, Balbuena, Masuaku, Rice, Lanzini, Wilshere, Anderson, Fornals, and Haller or Hernandez up front. And Ginger, Mr. Jim Stebbins, says basically the same. It's Fabianski, Fredericks, Balbuena, Diop, Rice. Are you playing Rice in defence there? Like, what are you doing? I think maybe you've missed out a player, to be honest with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you've missed out a player, Jim. I'm assuming Masuaku would probably.
Jim reckons we're so freaking red hot that we can play with a player less next year.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the case.
He knows something we don't know. He knows that there's somebody being signed that he can't actually write down right now. See, Jim's ITK.
He said he missed Masuaku. There you go.
I've got a question for you guys. Are you not worried about our left back?
You know what? If you'd have said that to me last year, I would have said yes. But I tell you, the end of the season, Masuaku came on amazing. It really surprised me, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but he really he did a good job. Plus, you've got Cresswell now that seems to be playing fitter, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, okay, it would be nice to pick up a really good left back, but no, I'm not too worried about it. Not this year, I'm not.
No, I think all that money's going into a striker position, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
we probably need 2 strikers realistically.
Yeah,
100%. We need 2 strikers. I'm not really worried about the left back position. I mean, you've got the pros and the cons. Like with Masuaku, he's extremely talented going forward, but his defending is a bit dodgy at times, to say the least. And then you've got Cresswell, who's kind of better at defending, but not as good going forward. We should just find a way to I said it in the Discord a couple of weeks ago. We should just mix them together.
And who's the young kid? Who's the young kid from the academy? His name totally escapes me right now.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. There you go. Ben Johnson. So yeah, and I tell you, he didn't play too bad in the preseason match the other day.
Isn't he a natural right back though?
He is a right back. Yes.
Yeah.
He can play anywhere though along that back line.
Yeah, he can play right or left side, but naturally he's a right back. And I believe he made his didn't he make his Premier League debut against Manchester City?
He did.
Yeah, he played really well, to be fair. It was good.
Definitely did.
I mean, to play against a team like that and not shoot your ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it says something.
But then when you're young and you're dumb, you don't know any better, do you? So
true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about players, let's go on. Let's have a look at some of the Hammers polls, because we've been partnering with Hammers polls and been looking at some of the things they're doing, and we tend to go over 2 to 3 of their polls every single one of our episodes. So let's have a look and see what it is that they've actually said. Okay, on what questions they're asking. And let's go around the 3 of us and see what we think of it. And also, why don't you guys keep an eye on the chat room and see what they think about it as well. So okay, the most recent one, which is an interesting one, it says. And of course, let's mention as well that Hammers Polls, it is on Twitter. And of course, you can catch them up on hammerspolls.com. The first one, Man U have agreed an £80 million fee, which is world record for a defender for Harry Maguire after their failure of landing Diop. Who's the better defender, Maguire or Diop? Like, anybody who's a West Ham supporter is going to say any different, right? Diop?
Yeah.
I think Diop as well. Maguire, there's no doubt he's a very good defender.
Yeah.
But what makes him so expensive is just because of where he was born, to be honest with you. He's English, and his price is going to be bumped up straight away. But Diop as well. Diop's what, 21, 22?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how old Maguire is. They're both fantastic.
Isn't Maguire 24 or 25 now?
Yeah.
He just looks like a Gormless twat to me.
Yeah. And the thing with Diop,
he wins the award for Gormless twats.
I was going to say, Diop, some of them tackles that he had no right to get to last season was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He's got long legs. He's got very long legs, isn't he? So Gabe in the chat says Maguire is bang average, 40 million max.
Yep.
Jim Stebbins says that Diop is better.
Yeah.
Pierre Selly, what's up, Pierre? How you doing? I hope you're having fun moving house today or moving somebody's house. He says that Diop made that blistering run away at Spurs, and if he was calm about it, he could have scored his first of the night.
He could have done, actually.
Or his second of the night, sorry.
Yep.
That's get better.
Yeah,
exactly.
seriously. And he knows that, and that's the thing about him. He's not big-headed about it. He knows he can get better.
Yeah, I'm worried about next season, because if we have a really good season, like what Leicester did, not saying we're going to win the Premiership, but
I feel like that is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put it down. We're going to put it down here now. That Ray says we're going to win the Premiership this year.
Yeah. Well, I got a bit drunk one night, and I put 100 quid on West Ham to win the Premiership this season.
I'll tell you what, it's worth a bet.
Yeah, it was.
What odds did you get?
500 to 1.
Oh, blimey, we're coming over 50 grand. Nice.
You won't get them odds that Leicester City got them years ago. What was it like 5,000 to 1 or something like that?
Yeah, it's crazy, something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, nobody will do that again.
No, they'll never do those odds again.
Unless it's for Newcastle. Sorry,
I like
my Toontown friends. Sorry.
Yeah, I do like Newcastle's fan base, but they're fucked, aren't they?
Seriously, they're supposed to be playing in this Asia Cup. Who the fuck is going to manage them?
I don't know.
Blimey.
They're talking about Steve Bruce, aren't they?
Oh, poor bastards.
I don't think they can't get a job.
Cool, blimey. Well, let's go on to the next question then. What they've got here. So it says, so he never dreamed of playing in the Premiership. Are you gutted to have missed out on Maxi Gomez? Right.
If Haller, no.
Now, forget about Haller. Are you gutted to have missed out on Maxi Gomez?
Yes, only because he's Pellegrini's #1 target. I think that's the only reason why.
But do we know it? Do we know he was his #1? Or is it just rumours and bullshit?
Reports have been saying, and some of the big people, like ex-West Ham employee, was saying it as well. So there's a lot of smoke. So there must have been some fly behind that.
Yeah. What about you, Gaz?
Not. Yeah. Yes and no. I was very excited about the possibility of signing when I done my interview last week. But now that we haven't signed him and the way it's dragged on and stuff, like I'm just not sure he was very keen on the move anyway. Now, although football is a business now, it's a job to the majority of players out there. Like Mark Noble, he would play for West Ham even if he didn't get paid. I'm pretty sure of it. But to most players these days, it's a job. You normally would go to where the money is. But the fact that he wasn't keen on a move to us or the Premier League, and he wanted to stay in Spain, and he doesn't have to learn a new language or anything like that. I think that's more credit to him than anything. But I'm not really upset about it now. And speaking of Maxi Gomez as well, have you seen how much his release clause is?
130 million, right?
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Well, that shows you how much they think he's going to be worth. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Crazy money. Crazy money.
I'm not gutted. I'm not gutted. I'm really not, and I'll stick by what I said right at the beginning. Is that until they're wearing the shirt, I'm not really invested.
Yeah.
I'm really not. It's all rumours until they're wearing the shirt. It would have been nice. I mean, I looked at some of the video on him, and he looked like he could be a nice prospect. But I think he would have worked out nicely. I really do. Yeah, but I'm not gutted.
He looked good, but I wasn't overwhelmed by him. If that makes any sense.
It wasn't proven.
No.
I think right now we need somebody proven in that spot.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have had somebody proven and say, let's take a chance on this young kid that looks like he could be a £130 million prospect in 4 years' time. Yeah. It would have been nice to have said that.
Yeah.
A few people in the chat here kind of agree. They don't really. Jim says he doesn't care for Maxi. Charlie Walsh says, I think Gomez has the right traits that he was. Well, that is literally, Pierre, you just messaged me right now, dude. I'll read it in a minute, I promise you. He says, Charlie Walsh says, I think Gomez has the right traits, given that he was Pellegrini's #1 target. I'm gutted, especially with why we missed out on him. So there is a Maxi Gomez dude in there. Gabe says he's focused on Haller now. Yes, I think the majority of the people in the chat are not really concerned, and they are more focused on getting a new target in, possibly Haller or Haller, however you say that.
Ola.
Isn't his nickname the bulldozer? Isn't that what they call it in Germany?
Yeah, Ola the bulldozer. You know what I'm gutted about? I'm gutted that the talk about the negotiations leaked so quickly. That's what I'm gutted about, because we had like a week and a half of like waking up, or at least I did. I'm saying I'm not gutted yet. I woke up every morning and I went straight like this. Okay, did we sign him yet?
I think everybody does that, to be fair.
So, but we
tried to do everything we possibly could to get him. It just didn't work out in the end.
Nah. It's like, and plus we've been linked with so many sodding players right now. It's like, God blimey.
Yeah, I'm not convinced on some of the other ones, like Rondon and all that kind of stuff.
You know what? Perfect segue to the next Hammers poll question. So, who do you think West Ham will sign first as Sky Port? Oh, I can't stand Sky Sports News. Who do you think West Ham will sign first, as Sky Sports News are reporting we are close to a deal for both Haller and Rondon? So do you think we'll sign Haller first, Rondon first, or neither?
I think we're saying Haller first. It looks like we're trying to push the boat out for him.
Yep.
I don't think we'll get Rondon.
I don't either.
And he's going to be the third choice striker. And I'd rather have the young kid Silva behind there as number 3 to learn. He's not going to get much game time, but
I've not seen enough. That what I've seen of Silva, I don't reckon him right now.
Yeah,
I really don't reckon him at all. I think it'll be Haller.
But he only has to play like 10 minutes every now and again, doesn't he? You don't really need much.
Yeah. I think it'll be one of the two for definite.
Yeah.
Jason in the chat says that we are definitely not signing both. And I agree with you, Jason. I feel like we'll sign Haller. I don't think Rondon is. I don't think he's a realistic option. I don't think he ever has been. I think it's just a lot of paper talk, to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah,
I got to be honest. I kind of like him. I like what he did against us last year. I mean, I thought he was tasty. And I think he could be useful. I really do think he could be useful.
There's no doubt that he would be a good addition to the squad.
At 16 million, that's a bargain.
It's a steal. I agree. But if you look at the type of player that Haller is, he's what, 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, 6'3".
He can play with his back to goal. He can hold the ball. And from the videos that I've seen, his first touch is very, very good. He can use both feet.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no point in having two people of the same type of mold in the team. It's like having two Andy Carrolls. I don't see the point in that. So I think we'll get Haller, and then we'll move on to maybe a loan. And speaking of loans, Higuain and Diego Costa have been touted for loans. What do you guys think about that?
I can't see it happening, to be fair. Costa, he's a right cunt.
I'd love him. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody like that on the team that you could just say, he's a right cunt, but he's ours.
I can see him only being there for one season and done.
Well, that's all it would have to be, right?
Yeah, but would he get the team? Would
he get any time on the field, and how long would he spend on the field? And he'd be like out there for 10 minutes and then red card out.
Exactly.
He'd be entertaining.
Yeah, it's like Balotelli. He's a risk waiting to happen, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for Balotelli though. Like, he set off fireworks in his bathroom when he was at Man City. So
yeah,
I feel the same way about Balotelli as well. It's like, maybe it's the same reason why I like John Moncur so much. It's like they're
the nutter.
They're the lunatics. I like the nutters. I like the nutters. As well. I do. I like the nutters when they get out in the field, which is the same reason why when I was a kid and West Ham was playing away and I couldn't afford a ticket to go watch, I used to go watch Vinnie Jones play Wimbledon. It's the same reason.
Yeah. Did you hear about the story about him being naked in the training pitch?
Yeah, there was a video Rio Ferdinand did a while back. Yeah, and he said one day it was a freezing cold December day, and John Moncur was late to training. Now, back in the day, West Ham didn't have a lot of money, so it was like first come first serve type of thing. So if you didn't get your kit, like you were kind of shit out of luck. So he said he come real late, and they were jogging around the pitch. And he said all of a sudden, out of nowhere, John Moncur comes flying out of the training room like this, in just a pair of pants, like just nothing on, just a pair of pants and some football boots. Like, come on, boys, we're ready, let's go.
He's just brilliant. It was funny when I wanted Ian Bishop, when we had Ian Bishop on the show. I wanted him to go into a little bit more on that, but for some reason he steered away from it. I'm guessing that there was too much crazy stuff that he probably told Moncur, hey, I won't go into that. I won't talk about that. So, but I mean, the guy was a complete lunatic. He was a lovely lunatic. I loved watching him play. I really did. Really did.
So if there was anybody that you could personally interview from like West Ham's past, like who would you interview?
God blimey, that's a tough one.
It could be a youth player. It could be somebody for funny reasons. It could be
Bishop was brilliant. I'd like Dean Ashton.
Yeah.
Dean Ashton. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the big ones like Pablo Di Canio would be brilliant, but I think I'd be gobsmacked. I don't think I'd know what to say.
Did you say Pablo Di Canio?
Oh, did I? Blimey.
I think you did.
I've been hanging in Texas too much. Yeah, Pablo Di Canio, he played for the B team.
Yeah,
his little known brother. He was brilliant, but he was another one like Moncur. So now Pablo Di Canio, I wouldn't know what to say. But no, Dean Ashton.
Yeah. What about you, Ray?
Probably Joe Cole, because I used to love Joe Cole when I was younger, watching him, and I personally think Mourinho ruined him.
Yeah,
ruined him.
Cole was brilliant, wasn't he? Cole was a class act. I mean, just the way he played was just beautiful, and I tell you, I'd add him to that list as well.
Yeah, I've met Joe Cole a couple of times because when I used to work in Romford, it's just down the road. So I used to work in a nightclub called Time and Envy. We used to have like all the footballers come in there. One week I was in the VIP bit. Joe Cole's coming there with his bleached blonde hair.
Oh God!
I looked at him. I just burst out laughing. I was like, Joe, what are you doing? It's just hilarious. But I was definitely asking what if he stayed at West Ham with Rio, with Frank, and even Carrick when he come through. What a team that would have been!
It would have been incredible.
Defoe. I forgot about Defoe as well.
Serious.
Yeah.
For me, I think if I could interview, and he didn't really have a very long West Ham career, but I would probably like to interview Jimmy Bullard.
Interesting.
So Jimmy Bullard. So obviously everybody's.
Well, there's another nutter for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So I went to a youth game at Cambridge United when I was really, really, really young, and I went into the changing rooms after the game. They had like a big pan of like roasted potatoes just after the game. They're all like shelled and stuff.
Oh, I love that.
I'm literally 100% sure that like Jimmy Bullard was there. He had his long locks and stuff. He might say differently. I might have him mixed up, but I'm pretty sure it was him. But I'd love to interview Jimmy Bullard.
I used to love watching Fulham when he was playing for Fulham.
He was such a talented footballer.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I'd say he's done some of those like interview shows where he's like got off and done stupid stuff, like been a kit man for a day as well. And some of that stuff's fun to watch because he get stuck in.
Yeah, he's hilarious. And he's a West Ham fan as well, isn't he?
So, yeah, he's a proper West Ham fan.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Good lad. Really good lad.
There's some responses in the chat to that question. Who would you interview? So TJ Cooney Jr. says he would interview Sir Trevor Brooking. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Then Devonshire.
Yeah. McAvenny.
Yeah. Jim Stebbins said that he'd have to go with Jonathan Spector is who he said.
Jim, what you smoked in the day, mate?
I know. And then we've got Kent Hammers. Thanks for joining the chat. He said Billy Bonds would be a great interview. I completely agree. I think that'd be fantastic. Jason says Steve Potts.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Do you know what I would say? I would like to see Billy Bonds and Harry Redknapp have a sit down chat with each other.
Oh, blimey. I think you're asking a bit much there, Ray.
I think so. But just to see it from both their views from that time and together in front of each other.
Harry Redknapp was a hell of a manager. I mean, he really was a hell of a manager, but there's a lot of water under the bridge between those two, isn't there? Let's face it.
Yeah. Well, Billy Bonds walked away from Upton Park's last game, didn't he? Because he thought Harry was there, which is a shame.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, it is.
There's always controversy. It is a question for you, Ray. We've talked a little bit about managers. Rank in order of who you think did a better job between Moyes, Allardyce, and Slaven.
I think Slaven done the best because, like, that last season was so special. No matter what, he outranks every manager because I don't think there would be anyone even better. I think Allardyce done well because he was just there to get us up, and then get us into the Premiership and stable. I didn't like Moyes. I didn't like Allardyce. I think they're both.
I don't think anybody liked Moyes.
Yeah. It just
of course, Tim hates Bilic because of him getting rid of Tompkins.
Yeah.
Here you go, drink, everybody, drink.
I love Tompkins, but I think it was the right time for him to go because I don't think he'd be getting in the team as much. And it was kind of just like, you want to play first team football. We can't guarantee it at this stage. Go do your thing. But again, any youth player that goes out from West Ham, I always keep an eye on them because I like our youth team.
Yeah, it's very good. So going back to what do you think anyway, Wayne, about ranking orders?
That's a tough one. I put Moyes at the bottom of the pit. that wouldn't matter what manager you put there, except maybe what was it? What big stinking horrible lump? Who was that? Oh crikey, he came from Chelsea.
Everyone gone.
Yeah, him, big stinking horrible lump. Yeah, he would be bottom of the pit, absolutely. I'm not too sure between Allardyce and Bilic. I think Bilic had a perfect season in 2015-16. I think it culminated at the perfect time, and it was a great season, and it was with a player that happened to be great in that season as well with Payet. Who I will refer to by name now, since somebody has taken the mantle of Snake now.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
But I think Allardyce, to be quite frank, I think Allardyce did a great job. It was boring football, but he was set a job to bring us up from the Championship. He brought us up. He didn't lie. He said, "I'm going to play the sort of football that I know." And he said, and he pissed people off when he said, everyone says they want to see tippity tap football from West Ham, but what's tippity tap football got you? It's got you relegated. I'm going to play what I know how to play, and it's going to. And he solidified the team quite a bit. Got us mid-table, got us comfortable there. So I'm going to say Allardyce out of them. And even though I was bored shitless a lot of the times watching this play. Although I did love the fact that he brought Nolan on, and Nolan I thought was just unbelievable. I thought Nolan was a really good captain.
Yeah, he was very good.
So Allardyce.
So for me, I look at it. I base it on like the final game of the season at Upton Park. Out of the three of them, do you think so? We obviously won with Bilic. Do you think we'd have won the game if we'd have had either Allardyce or Moyes in charge? For me, I think we lose those games. I think we'd
have won the game no matter who was in charge.
You think?
I think everyone on that team knew how important it was to win that game. The final game at Upton Park, it was so important to win that game. I think we could have had Mickey Mouse in charge, and we would have won that game. Those players won that game. No manager won that game. Those players won that game. Winston Reid won that game.
Yeah,
he did. And speaking of Winston Reid, it was very nice to see him back in it
wasn't it?
Playing the other day. Very nice to see him.
Yeah, good to see him.
West Ham won that game. It wasn't down to one person. It was down to West Ham knew that we had to win that game. And what a glorious game that was. It was heartbreaking but glorious.
So I would have given anything to have been at that game. But obviously, I'm here in New Mexico, so
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Here, that takes us nicely onto our quick fire questions, since we're rounding out pretty much the hour right now. Oh. So, are you ready for this, Ray?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I've added a question because I can't narrow it down to 10. So it's 11 quick fire questions now. So here we go. First one: meat pie or apple pie?
Steak and kidney pie, definitely.
Oh, you're my man. You're my man. Every step of the way. Hot or cold with that steak and kidney pie, though?
Hot. Kind of cold.
I like mine cold. I like them heated up, and then I like them solidified with a load of fat in them.
naturally.
Okay. Who's your favourite current West Ham player?
Declan.
Declan Rice. Gotcha. Who frustrates you the most in the current West Ham squad?
Probably Mascherano. He's the left backs between both of them, Creswell as well. Probably the two frustrating ones for me.
I gotcha. Here you go. On the spot here. FA Cup or top six finish? Which one do you prefer? FA Cup? Yeah. Every step of the way.
It's got. I love the FA Cup.
Yeah. Even though they've diluted it, though, haven't they, so much over the last few years?
I know, but still, to West Ham, it's a special cup. We played in the first ever FA Cup. The year I was born, we won the FA Cup. My first game was the FA Cup, so yeah, to win the FA Cup.
Make me feel frigging old, you bastard. I saw that FA Cup. Okay. What about West Ham do you love?
The people. It's such a family club. It's probably not as much as it used to be. But it used to be such a family club. But I remember, especially, I say again, like all the games I went to, I was like 15 with my mate Mackie, and there was a guy just giving us a pint because like we weren't old enough to get a beer. That's the kind of things we were like, yeah.
Yep. What do you hate about West Ham?
Just sometimes I get frustrated with how we play sometimes.
Yep, I hear you, mate. I hear you. Here you go. What sound makes you happy?
Bubbles.
Oh, there you go. What is your favorite curse word?
Cunt.
Oh, mine too. What team do you What team do you love to beat?
Again, it's going to be Man United for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Scofie's watching this, he's a Man United fan and his mate of mine, so I definitely love winding him up when we win.
Yeah, I love beating him.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah. Seriously. So let's do that again then, Ray. What team do you really love to beat?
Man United, the cunts.
And what's the name of that friend of yours?
Dan Schofield.
Okay, nice one.
Too much. I've got him doing some work for me for free. He loves the spreadsheet.
Oh God! Name a player, past or present day, that epitomises West Ham United.
I'm going to go for someone different than everyone else. It's Alvin Martin.
That's a good one.
Yeah, some of the clutch tackles that he used to do. He used to kick people. Him and Dix used to kick the shit out of people. I used to love that.
You know, it's funny what that Ian Bishop said something about Alvin Martin in our interview with him that was really interesting and that shocked me. So go back and watch that. Not something big, but just something I was like, well, that's interesting. I wish I'd have asked him a bit more about it. So let's see here. A final question. If you could take a time machine back to any West Ham United game or experience and relive or redo anything, where would you go?
I know we lost it, but I would love to go on to the first ever FA Cup final. I know we lost, but you know, everyone just climbing over everyone to get onto the pitch.
Yeah.
First FA Cup, the White Horse. I'm sure that was such a special moment in the atmosphere. I bet everyone just got drunk after that as well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, it's what, lads. That wraps up our hour. It really does. We've had a great time. Ray, thanks so much, mate. You were a brilliant guest.
Good. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to watching it every week.
Phenomenal. And Gaz, you were an awesome co-host, mate.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
And just got to remind everyone that we've got to thank Stravacraft Coffee Strava Craft. I'm half English, half American there. Strava Craft Coffee for being our sponsors, and drinkweardesign.com for being our sponsors too. And don't forget to buy one of those t-shirts in the latest campaign. You'll find the links all below the comments. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that ding dong bell so that you know when the next one comes up. And there's really nothing left to say other than, ready lads? Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.